Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, spins a web of any size, catches streamers just like flies. Look out. Here comes Mr. Brown Can't Read Alliance. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. What's today's date? It is Friday, July 31 in the year of our Lord, 2026. I am Mr. Brown Can't Read Alliance, and I trust you're all doing really well. Let's just get the guests on. Let's get on with it. Okay, first up, he is the channel's very own astromech droid, the mighty Professor Artoo.
No, Daddy,
No! Wrong film. You all right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm
How dare
good.
you.
Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, we got to go see this yesterday. Took my son. And,
Nice.
So we got to go see a Spidey movie together. This is actually the first MCU movie he's had any interest in seeing since the last Spider-Man.
The last one.
So yeah, we went to go see it, and yeah, well, I'll share my thoughts as we go forward here.
It is great to have you on. Shall we get the next body on?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here he is, folks. YouTube's newest superstar. He drinks cigars, smokes coffee. Istaphobos.
Wow. Hello, Mr.
Nice video
Brown.
avatar.
Can you hear me?
No.
This Spider-Man, I don't, is he a spider or is he a man? I don't
know. Well, he's a
understand.
boy, isn't he? I don't know. He's puberty. I don't know. How are you?
Yeah, I've been practicing. I'm good.
We can tell.
You know,
Christopher, what?
wow. So you say, yeah, we'll get it one of these days. You
We
can
will.
watch it in
It'll be
real
worth
time.
it. It'll be worth it when it happens. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got the little spider bear going. So
I was just getting hypnotized by your cup. Then never mind.
Oh well, you should drink what's inside the cup. It's quite good. So
Two bears, one cup. Spider bear, one cup.
It's two espressos, one cup.
That'll be a members only stream. But
Yeah.
right. It's great to have you on, mate. Should we get this body on?
Oh yeah, this should be fun today.
It's always fun.
Extra fun.
Anyway, nice avatar. Normal avatar, please. Okay. Here he is, folks. Normal avatar, please. Thank you. Here he is, folks. He's the Jester from Leicester, the Star Wars. I like Star Wars. Novelist. Don't, it's Swampass Shop. Yes. You all right?
I'm all right. Yeah, very much. I haven't seen Spider-Man, so I'm not currently been plagued by Zambuga.
It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on a movie you've not seen.
I expect it will. Maybe I'll go and have a shower during the stream while you all talk about it, and then come back again once you're finished.
Could do. How are you, mate? How's your channel going?
All right. Thank you very much. Very busy making the latest chapter. A lot of work. But yeah, apart from that, same as usual, mate.
Eating anything nice? What are you eating?
What have we got here? Not crunchy like Ian's Doritos. I'm eating sweet barbecue flavor beef jerky.
And on that bombshell. Swappers, it's great to have you on, I think. Shall we get the next body on?
Thanks, mate. I'm just going to enjoy my beef curtains while you get... speaking of beef curtains...
We'll bring you in when we need to, yeah. When we
Juicy
feel like we
beef
need to.
curtains.
Okay. Shall we get the next body on?
Yeah.
Yeah, normal avatar, please. Laggy, because we've got a video thing coming on. Here he is, folks. Just popping in right now. Kung Fu Hotdog.
I got the
Hey!
shakes in my backbone. I got the feeling in my
Allegedly.
bumhole. Bombing all over. Bing, 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 bing. Wow.
Did you paint your office?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
It
damn
looks
right I
bright.
did.
Yeah. It looks good.
Why?
It's brighter.
Are you,
That's
are
the
you
colour-
moving?
If you coloured all his wall, if you had any more of those cutouts in that room, that's the colour that I'd paint it.
Whoa. I've got to
You know
adjust
what
that
I'm
girl
talking
in a
about.
minute. But goddamn, do I look good?
Allegedly.
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 Allegedly. Anyway. Jace, great to have you on, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Just
Shall we
finished
get-
uploading my second video, funny enough, on Spider-Man.
Mm.
Shall we get the next body on?
Nah.
Wasn't. No?
How dare you?
I'll tell that as a yeah.
Here he is, folks. This is going really well. Here he is, folks, the paid up member of the Selfridges Appreciation Society. He's changed his name after Wednesday. The Mind Geek.
Who changed my name? What? What?
The Mind. Hello, Mind Geek. Mind
As-
Geek.
as-
Hello, Mind Geek.
yes. I'm like Jean Grey. I can go into people's minds, so you better watch out, guys.
By the way, there will be spoilers this evening, folks.
Spoilers. Yes.
How are you, Mind Geek?
I'm all right. How's everybody?
Yeah, not bad. It feels like you're a
Allegedly.
newbie to the channel, the Mind Geek.
Yeah, well, it was Kung Fu who put the Mind Geek on his YouTube channel. So,
He did, yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, the Mind Geek, yeah.
silly
That was
boy.
brilliant.
Yeah, that bloody evening at the cinema. Holy shit, man. You see like a 10-foot Somalian kid, and he was a kid, by the way, like, hey, what are you doing in my seat? Oh my God. But then, Amelia came to the rescue, and
Did
it
he
was
have,
lost at
pop-
first sight.
Did
Did he have a machete?
Well,
I
I
was
did
gonna-
ask him, is that a machete in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
What? That was the Mind Geek who said that.
But Amelia doesn't work for the cinema, does she?
Yeah, she does.
Hey.
Yeah, she was a great usher, and a great usher. Yeah, she was fantastic.
Oh, okay.
The guy next to me who smelled too nice, I thought, dude, you don't belong here.
Anyway, Mind Geek, it's great to have you on, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be on.
Good to see you, man.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
There is another.
Yes.
There is? There can only be
Yeah.
one.
There can only be one. Yep. There she is. Yeah, dear.
And thank God, ladies and gentlemen, that's a bacon sarnie. I thought it was something else for a second.
Hi,
You
Bex.
Hold on.
wicked woman.
I
you.
got a better one. Hold on, there we go.
I'm-
I
yeah,
can't believe
that's
it's
the
not
one,
butter.
the mouse mats.
Oh,
Vex, why don't you turn the sandwich sideways?
I mean,
90
this sandwich
degrees.
is already.
It needs to be turned 90 degrees.
Oh, here I have this. This is vertical though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next, I'm seeing a different side. Many different sides to you now.
Hold on,
Yeah,
this is
this
a
is
bit of
a-
a thinking
yeah.
man's joke. This
are you?
one.
Half the chat just went to check if they had any sweet potatoes in the cupboard.
yeah. You're gonna
wonder
get
if
that
that'll
as a side with your next
I wonder,
steak.
yeah, I wonder if that'll work.
Not a sausage fest this evening.
Mhm.
Vex, was that small potatoes or big potatoes?
Is big
Oh.
potatoes, big potatoes.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That little bitch pissed me off with the little potatoes.
What do you mean? That's not a bitch. That's Black Widow now.
No,
Let me just call
God.
it that.
She
Black.
It's
she
Well,
thinks
she's white,
she's
though.
Black Widow, but she's just
It's
little
Blackface
bitch.
Widow.
She never saved the universe. She never fought Thanos. She
Anyway,
beat up
on 10
nothing.
minutes. Okay. Chat, good evening. We can see you. We can see you. Good evening to you. Let's get some graphics up.
Good, Bob. I like that.
Oh, easy.
I saw that too.
I always just licking my tongue like the lizard. My Dr. Curtis Connors impression. Here it is, folks, the bonus live stream that you've all been waiting for.
Pop pickers. Bonus live stream. Today's dates. Spider-Man. Indeed. Please like, share, subscribe. We're nearly at 5k. We're getting there slowly. Vex will do a special routine, won't you, if we get to 5k? What was it again?
A tank top, I think it was. Was that it? I don't know.
From what I've seen of you, Vex, I think that tank top might barely just even fit those lovely assets of yours.
Smooth bastard.
He's a smooth operator.
Not as
I like
smooth as
myself
you.
some shade.
Not as smooth as you, mate. Please like, share, subscribe, everybody. We need, I've slightly changed the wording. We need more members. Do you like members, Vex?
Gold member.
Not as much as you do.
We need more members to grow the channel. We do. If you fancy donating to the channel, no 30% commission either. From the comfort of your smartphone, fill your boots. All donations gratefully received. And big thank you to who did the PP thing last time, to Joe Yee donated. So I thank you, my friend. Okay, so Spider-Man Brand New Day. Do I probably need to do some media assets, don't I? Meaning this one.
Well,
Probably kind to the audience, since I'm sure there's probably a few people who are still interested in seeing this without spoilers. I say a few, probably a lot. I think this movie is going to do big business over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so are we going to try and avoid the spoilers for perhaps 20 minutes to the half-hour mark, perhaps? What do you think? Can we go that long?
no.
Oh.
You really can't talk about it without spoiling it. I
Right.
don't think.
Okay,
That's right.
okay, then, right then, folks.
We could maybe
like
start with some just overall impressions from, and then we can get into the rest of it.
Do you think we can make it to 20 minutes?
Yeah, Swappers won't spoil it. If Swappers talks, we'll be good.
We've not seen it, so it'd be just making stuff up.
Well,
yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I'm effectively spoiling it by pasting the link in the chat, so everyone.
You are.
Oh,
Okay, so we're going to try and go to 20 minutes then.
Sure.
7
that's
minutes
only
from now.
7 more minutes. Yeah,
Sure. I think
Well,
we can go. We can go
I'm-
spoiler free for 7
I'm
minutes. at
filling
least.
Kate. Ian, do you think we could make it to 20 minutes?
Yeah, we got Vex
7.
here. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make it.
If you keep asking that question, we'll already be done.
Exactly.
So we're going to make it purely because of Vex. Cheers, Vex.
You're welcome.
I think.
Mhm.
Okay. Who would like to spoil it first then? Ian?
No. Oh Jesus.
Let's go in order. Shall we go in order?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Thank God.
Okay. Ladies first.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I'm just going with overall impressions, or
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
just overall.
Just
kind
doing
of-
your
Alright.
overalls.
overall impressions. It got worse the longer I started to think about it. It kind of had the same gleam that No Way Home did, where it's like, oh, I was pretty entertained watching it for the first time, but the moment you just kind of turn your brain on a little bit, things start to make less sense. I was not a fan of how they almost fixed the biggest problem with their iteration of Peter Parker, which to me is that they just never want him to grow up. They've had 3 movies of him just staying a teenager, basically. And it felt like this movie was finally going to actually move him on. And then they just kind of revert him back to being a teenager again in like the final like third of the movie. Zendaya and Ned, as predicted, were totally pointless and aided in reverting him back into a child. They made the Punisher like the dumb, paranoid uncle instead of the Punisher. Hulk was surprisingly a standout for like the 5 minutes of screen time he had, but
I agree with that.
I still did not appreciate seeing Mark Ruffalo in general. Was surprised by the lighting work in this more than anything because I've gotten really used to Marvel just kind of doing the bare minimum to get a competent looking production, and I was actually quite impressed at not only the use of lighting in like the obvious CG green screen ones, but just to like evoke like certain emotions and tones. Like the Hulk one is probably the best example, where he had kind of like the shutter light effect to get him to look more menacing and imposing. Sadie Sink as Jean Grey was a weird thing. That's not the Jean Grey I like or have come to know, so I'm really confused what's going on there. Yelena didn't need to be in this movie at all, and I hate that she is now being officially called Black Widow. I'm trying to think what else there was. Zendaya's gotten work done. It was painfully obvious, and it was really distracting every time she was on screen.
I thought she was just overweight.
No, because they show so many flashbacks from the previous ones, and it became really obvious that she's gotten a little bit of lip filler and she's gotten forehead Botox as well. Because she was always her eyebrows were always tensed and her forehead wasn't moving at all.
Yeah. She did tip the scales at 70 pounds. So Brown's right. She did put on weight.
And the last thing I'll mention is, oh my god, I just had it in my head and I lost it. Oh god, it was something I didn't like.
You can do it. Go on. There was a lot to dislike.
Yeah, there was a lot to dislike. Hold on. It was something to do with the plot. It was something to do with the plot was shit. The villain didn't really make sense at all, which was also strange. Oh god, it'll come to me later. But yeah, I think I have this, like, it's probably the second best of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans in terms of script, but yeah, it still isn't very good. I don't have an official rating yet.
Okay. Ian?
Do I have to?
Swappers, what did you think? Swappers, what did you think? Go on, Ian.
Look, I enjoyed it. Okay, I enjoyed the film, but hello,
Vex.
What?
Sorry, it came back to me just real quick, Ian. Sorry to interrupt. Just real quick.
Go for it. Go on.
Okay. There was in the final act, because we had a flashback scene with Aunt May, right? So there were instances where Peter kept going through his memories of all the people he had lost. So May showed up in there, Ned and MJ showed up in there as well. But for some fucking reason, Tony was completely absent, and the entire focus of the first half of the second movie, Far From Home, was how much Peter was missing Tony. He was missing his mentor, and he didn't know how to operate as a superhero without that guidance. So I found it was kind of weird that Tony never popped up, and that he seems to have abandoned all of the Stark tech as well, out of nowhere. Continue.
So spoilers are out the window.
Yep.
I mean, that's not really that much of a spoiler.
We made it to 18 and a half minutes.
Yeah, kind of, but okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Ian, go on
then. Okay. So
everybody's asking you, first of all, Ian, have you seen it 5 times yet? Let's just get this out of the way.
I've seen it twice now. I had to see it. I had to see it.
Why
yesterday.
aren't movies getting better? I keep paying money to go see shit movies. That's literally Mega Geek right now.
Yeah, well, it's true, isn't it? It's true. Then again, I see movies differently because, like, I'm a filmmaker and I can't switch off that part of my brain. But anyway, and look, this film was okay. It wasn't great. I think the last 3 was better than this one. I think it's still Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is still the best Spider-Man as far as I'm concerned. The woman cop, there was no need for her to be in it because she didn't advance the plot any or make any difference to the story. Punisher was muted as far as I was concerned. I don't understand why he's there in the first place.
Well, we do now, though, don't we?
Yeah, I guess. And also what made me laugh is there's little things that I went, ugh. It's like when Spider-Man gets run over by the car, and then he says to Punisher, "Stop," and then he flies in and kicks the Punisher out of the tank thing or the car thing. He would have been in A&E. He would have had broken legs, broken neck, everything right across, because he's human. He's not super like Spider-Man. So it's just things like that really bothered me in the film. Again, the Hulk, there was no point in Hulk being in it, but there is, somebody said, I think it was Az said, that Hulk was an how do you pronounce that word? Allegory? Allergy? Allegory, yeah.
For what?
For accepting who you are. You know, Spider-Man is having that change, and Bruce Banner had that thing that stopped him from turning into the Hulk. It's an allegory for trying to accept who you are. If he's the Hulk, you should accept it. If he's Spider-Man, he's getting changed, you should accept it. Blah blah blah, whatever. Right? What else I didn't like about this film? I didn't like Jean Grey because she was evil, and it's like everybody forgave her at the end, which is weird. She killed a couple of people.
Spoilers.
There is spoilers there, yeah. So, but you know, it's what is it? It's Spider-Man in the comics would never put up with that. If she'd kill a couple of people, he would have webbed her up and gave her to the police. And also, how can Spider-Man help the police? Isn't vigilantism against the law? That's exactly what he's doing, right?
Especially in New York City under the current mayor.
Yeah.
I was
in
a
the
little bit
MCU.
confused by that one as well, because like we had the Punisher movie back in May, and Frank was getting hunted down by all the police and the FBI. And on top, again, my mind just keeps going back to what the fuck happened to the Sokovia Accords. There was an entire plot line where all the governments of the world had a severe problem with superheroes just going around unchecked doing their own thing, and then the entire universe just completely forgot about that, and everyone's happy dappy about superheroes.
Also, when he's in the hospital and Frank Castle's in there, wouldn't somebody rang the police and said that we've got a wanted man in here? And that ending really pissed me off. It really did, because that was so stupid. As if a doctor wouldn't take his fucking mask off to operate on him. Do you know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
None of that made any sense to me.
Aren't we just doing impressions first? Are we going to do it?
Yeah, we're going a bit deep there, boys and girls.
Well, okay. Well, all right. If you just want the impression, it was okay. It wasn't great. I don't want to see it again, but I think the normies will like it. Unfortunately for us in the panel, we see more, and that's our curse, I guess.
Normies will love it, like all the other Spider-Man stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stop there.
Swappers, do you want to add anything, or are we passing?
I've got literally nothing to add whatsoever other than Zambooga's on the poster, and I really don't want to watch it.
Yeah, you love it, don't you? Okay.
Why is she in it? Like someone said in the chat just now, why is she on the poster when
Doesn't
there's
need to be
other characters that have been way more important to put on there?
You know why? Because she has 10 million social media followers. That's why.
And they're married.
They're married. Yeah, that's the bigger thing.
Jace?
I love the John Watts Homecoming trilogy of films. Like, my first favorite is probably Far From Home, then Spider-Man. Oh my God, Homecoming.
Your mic's a little bit hot. A little bit hot.
So are you.
I'll have a look at your mic. Go on, carry on, mate.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
I'm going to treat like Lenny Henry's Delbert Wilkins for the rest of this review on Spider-Man, who's not a black man yet. No, what I'm going to do is just say...
Soon will be.
Yeah, I love the John Watts films. I can just watch them again and again. This film, like I said, a bad omen when I got into the cinema on time, and then that seat kerfuffle started happening, and then the Somalian's little brother, it's like Big John, Little John, like big, huge Somalian giant, and then his tiny little brother walks in. I'm thinking, who the F are you? Like, I've got to sit next to you all. But actually, they were pretty nice to me. They didn't like the guy next to me. And all this time this was going on, I'm missing stuff on the screen. I had to get a recap on the Drinker stream last night as to what I actually missed. So that kind of put me off from going to watch it again. The first hour of this film is all jumbled up. Like, what is going on? I sense some restlessness in the audience as well. They're sticking with it. It's like a lot of Gen Zers in the audience. Wow. So you know what they're there for. And then the second half came along and it was pretty good. It's not as good as like Far From Home, where it's just snappy all the way. It's brilliant. But then, so when we get to the spoiler part of this discussion, like the last 10 minutes of this movie, I'm thinking, oh, that happened, did it? And I'm like, okay. And Sadie Sink, yeah, I've got a bit of a crush on her. I mean, she's pretty hot actually, but I don't know why her Jean Grey is the way she is. I kind of get it, but at the same time, because you got to remember when Xavier recruited his young mutants, they were all rebels, weren't they? They were just doing things they shouldn't be doing. So because she hasn't met Professor X yet, I'm just going to assume that's why she's gone off the beaten track. And I thank you, folks, for applauding me there, here, and everywhere, because that was a pretty restrained review.
Ista?
Well, the first thing I noticed when I was leaving the theater is that I really didn't have a whole lot to say. I didn't hate it. I kind of enjoyed it. It felt overly long. And then as I thought about it, I think this is like the CW Dawson's Creek version of Spider-Man. They really went with these cheap emotional payoffs that were actually earned by other movies. And the plot really falls apart. Like, I think this has to be maybe the worst writing of any Spider-Man movie. That being said, it was entertaining though. Like I said, when I left, I was like, yeah, that was okay. But you really kind of have to think about it. Then you realize that Spider-Man really has no agency. He's being led around by women. He's being told what to do by women. He's put it through a humiliation ritual by women. He is being outshined in his field by women. He's being rescued by women. And what I realized, but I do like the character of Spider-Man. They didn't affect his character, his values. He stayed the same, but he was kind of put in this world where he had less control and less agency. And here's the number one thing. There's a great movie in here. You could literally cut out half of this movie and it wouldn't affect the plot a single iota. And that tells me this is all and then storytelling, because if you can cut out so many scenes and still have the entire story, then it's not really connected. It's not cause and effect. There's not because or therefore instead of. It's just and then. But when it opens up with him moping, and I thought, okay, get out of the way now. No more moping. Well, so much for that. But there was this montage of stuff in the first 10 minutes. That was the movie I wanted to see. It was just like Fantastic Four First Steps. It's like, oh, that's the movie I want. The other thing is it did look gorgeous. Finally, a movie that wasn't filmed through a piss filter. And the action scenes were seriously enjoyable and awesome. Many people say it's like watching a comic. It was quite good. So I did leave entertained. But when you think about what the action scenes are serving, the fundamental narrative,
what's that?
What's that? Who's making noises?
Somebody's sneezing.
I don't know.
When you look at the fundamental narrative of the movie, the action scenes aren't really serving anything. So it's more like an Avatar kind of thing where, it looks cool, but why? And then too many, Zendaya, Yelena, Mark Ruffalo, all women just, surrounding Spider-Man. But, that being said, I think it's worth seeing. I give it a solid IGN 7. Like I didn't hate it.
You've done
but
everything.
There was a better movie inside of that. And that's it.
Okay, Vex, hand.
All right, I need to ask further questions about a statement you just made, Ista. Besides the one instance at the end of the movie, how is Spider-Man getting outshined or led by women for the entire film?
Can I address that when we get more into the plot? Because can't do that without...
Okay, fair. We'll put a pin in it. Okay.
Also, can I ask one question? You know the bit where the tank smashes through the jail?
Mm-hmm.
How comes the old lady isn't dead in there?
She's inside the tank.
She's a good tank
but
driver.
she would have been thrown all over the place. She would be
Yeah.
blooded at least.
Yeah.
She was okay. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. And Vex, I'm referring to Mark Ruffalo as one of the women, so just keep that in mind.
Okay, quick question.
Sorry, go
Softly
ahead.
Cup Marvels. Hello, my friend. Mr. Bell asked me. Do Jean Grey's collars and cuffs match though?
She looks like she's 12. I don't want to know that.
Yeah. And all the women are wearing baggy clothes. Like there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
Right.
Aunt
Speaking
May
of
is the
my
hottest-
experience
Whoa.
of Hollywood, yes, the answer
Wow.
is yes.
Very hot.
Okay.
Very hot.
Hot mic,
Very
you there,
hot,
mate?
Yeah, Aunt May is the most beautiful.
Well, he
woman
wants
in
me to
this
come on,
movie.
dude.
I've sorted the mic.
Uh huh.
Prof.
Oh, okay. So, general impressions. Okay, so I had a good time in the theater. I did. I enjoyed myself. There were some bits that I thought were funny. There were some bits that I thought were entertaining. There were some bits that I really didn't like. And while my overall impression is, this was an okay film. It definitely was not my favorite of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. It definitely did not outshine, Spider-Man 2 for me, which I still think is the best of the Spider-Man films, the original, or not original, but you know what I mean, the one with the Tobey Maguire, which I think is pretty close to one of the best, if not the, closest to a near perfect superhero film with the story and the plot and progression and everything, the way the villains play out. But anyway, I will say that this was the best, well, not the best movie going experience I've had, because for some reason the screen itself that I went to go see was very dark. I don't know why. They just like the brightness of it was not there. So actually seeing some of the film was rather hard for me, but I could tell that it was the, you know what I mean? It was the projector in that theater, not that. But as far as the most enjoyable movie going experience, actually like having a full theater, people just packed in and having a good time, laughing at jokes, enjoying the film. I didn't get that with Odyssey. Literally no one made a peep during that movie. It was a funeral. There was nobody there. There was a few giggles and some kids that were distracted and getting up in their seats and bored during Mando. But no one was like really having a good time, during that movie. But people were really enjoying this film. On, reflection, going back over it, I have a lot more problems with the film. It's like, that once you actually start to sit down and think about it, and Vex kind of said this too, like once you actually start to kind of go over it in your head and be like, wait a minute, so they did that. Why did they do it that way? Why did that character act this way? Why did they, choose this? So overall, I honestly think this is going to be a big movie. I think it's going to do really well with the quote unquote normies, right? The people who aren't looking at and thinking about films in a critical fashion like we do. That's all I mean by normies. I think it's going to do really well there. For me, this is maybe third place out of fourth, out of four for the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. As far as how much I enjoyed it, how much I got into it. Yeah. I have to say, I'm actually quite disappointed that this film is called Brand New Day, when in reality, this film is just getting back to the usual, is what we end up with at the end, right? It's not going in some bold new direction.
They tried
this Spider-Man.
They tried Spider-Man same old shit, but it didn't test well.
They did. That title didn't test very well. You're right. So, that's sort of my overall, and we can get into the details of it and talk about stuff. But as Ista said, and I think we talked about it last night, the opening montage at the beginning of this film, I want to see that movie. I want to see that. And by the way, if you've seen the trailers, you've seen the opening montage to the movie, because 90% of the trailer is that opening montage. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. I've heard people looking at the trailers being like, wait, I don't remember that scene in the movie. Yeah, that's because that scene in the movie is just as long as it is in the trailer. It's 2.5 seconds. And it's only in that little montage at the beginning. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to do gangbusters because it's not shit, and that's all you need to do to be a blockbuster these days.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't take itself too seriously, although it does get a little emo at points. But some people are into that.
Yeah. Ian, what's your first impressions?
Me.
Yeah.
I was struggling to get into it the first hour or so.
Yeah.
Fair.
It was convoluted.
There was enough people. It was a mid-afternoon showing in my local, and there was enough people in there to you could tell everyone wanted to see it. I could feel swappers channeling through me while I was watching it, and I was picking up on the woke stuff. The woke stuff is there. I don't know if it's intentional, but there was certainly some really, really jarring bits.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And if you like bright lights, twinkly lights, and oh, look at that, and everything, you'll really, really go with it and enjoy it, because I was kind of getting hypnotized by it every now and again.
Yeah.
And then, woof, the woke just smacked me in the bollocks.
There are some genuinely mesmerizing, really well done action scenes in this. In fact, I've heard some people say this is what an action scene with Spider-Man should look like. He's upside down, he's flipping, he's jumping, he's moving in ways that a normal person really doesn't when they're fighting, really and it works. It's genuinely very good. But when you take it in as a whole, those scenes are great. But
now the hand fight is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and they even put a lampshade on that.
They did.
Brown, one of the things I had to tell myself as I was doing my mental checkbox casting list, it is New York. It's gonna feel woke just walking down the street.
Glasgow.
It's Glasgow.
It's fucking Glasgow.
But you know what I mean. So, but we'll cover that more. If we're in spoilers, I can answer Vex's question.
It didn't, honestly. Some people have said it felt like two films, but it just felt like Act 1 and 2, and then Act 3, really. But it was kind of very polar opposite, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It went from one person's story to somebody else's story.
Yeah. I can't. I was struggling with I thought to myself, is this really, really good top bar CGI? Or am I just so fatigued with CGI that it's just taking me out of everything?
There were some obvious green screen shots that you couldn't help but go,
but it was very, very well lit, and there was no piss filter, which was a positive.
Yeah, great color, great cinematography, really excellent camera movement.
The ninja scene was fantastic.
Yeah. Although I'm still a bit confused why they were there, but it pays off.
Because the guy the director obviously loves The Matrix, and I will go with that. I will go with that.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, the ninja scene was really, really good. There's some really nice parts. Yeah. Anyway,
I've got a theory about why they made it. They've infused the film with some DEI, because the BBC have all the Spider-Man films at the moment, don't they? All the Tom Holland ones. So and of course the BBC's got a connection with Disney, Marvel, right?
They did.
Doctor Who, all that stuff. So I'm wondering if they actually wrote this screenplay in mind, kind of gearing it towards the BBC streaming it in the future because the BBC loves DEI and ESG
that's
nonsense,
not.
right? They might as well just call it Spider-Man, a BlackRock film in brackets.
Yeah, but that's not a big enough audience. If anything, they would make it for China. But it's just England's just not that big.
That's true.
But I see how it looks like that. Vex, are you back? I don't think she's back. Okay.
Well, Vax, can we just see your back?
That's not her best side.
Wow.
Or actually, I don't know.
Shall we just spoil away then? Yeah.
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 I think at this point, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of obviously one of the biggest complaints I think for this film, for a lot of people, is going to be the role of Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey. Right, she's playing. It's basically the first mutant that we have seen in the MCU. Aside from there are a few other characters that would be X-Men in the original comic book continuity that have been shown off, but they haven't really been quote unquote mutants, whatever. But we see Jean Grey in this. She's a very young version of Jean Grey, played by Sadie Sink, and they change a lot of her backstory, adding in a sister.
I was going to ask if that's canon at all because I don't
It is
remember
not.
Jean Grey ever having a sister.
She does not have a sister. in the comic. But yeah, she honestly, I think one of the biggest problems with the film is that she is just Scarlet Witch 2.0. This is it's WandaVision all over again. She does horrible, terrible, violent things to people, not just people that are her enemies, but innocent bystanders. And then at the end of the film, she's just forgiven for it, and she's let go.
Woman.
My trauma.
But she has the trauma.
It.
You're right. Yeah. She's so much trauma. We just got to forgive her walking an innocent bystander into the street to be hit by a taxi. Just to emphasize a point.
Yeah. She kills dozens of people. And this is what I call sort of woke by omission. There is she basically mind grapes hundreds of people.
I'm
totally
sorry.
violently.
What? Woke by a... Are we just making up things right now?
No. Let me finish. Well, it's a double standard thing.
Okay.
Double standard is the way to put it.
Mind of hundreds of people. There would be no way in hell they would let a guy get away with violating the minds and raping hundreds of women.
Wonder Woman 84 all over again.
Yeah, there is no way. So in that way, well, okay, we can call it double standard. That's an easier thing. And again, so not punished for any of her crimes, not even addressed. Sort of no, like since when are criminals? Well, you stop committing crimes, so we're going to give you a pass.
Or you had a good reason to commit crimes because so you were violated in some other way in your trauma.
Well, Spidey has trauma and he still can't get away with that.
Well, it's the same. Well, okay, this isn't really double standard because they do the same thing to Frank. Again, Frank was being hunted in his own movie less than 2 months ago, and they totally let him get away with it. So it's not really a double standard; it's just shit fucking writing. Yes,
and I have to say that's my second biggest complaint. I think is the Punisher in this film, other than the writing, of course, which overall just was not great. But the Punisher, I'm sick of the Punisher in the MCU because he's never the same character. He is never the same character. He acts this way and has this motivations in one project, and then he acts this totally different way with totally different motivations in this other thing. And it's just. I like John Bernthal and actually think he is a good choice for that role. But I don't like that they cannot keep his character consistent from one project to the next.
Blade will be the same because you can't have a rated R character, visit
it's
a PG
canceled.
film.
Blade is scrapped. It's not happening anymore.
It's the Yiddish Punisher. He's still like growling. I started laughing in the cinema when he started doing the growling. I thought, oh my God, somebody watched my video.
Let me just say though, let me say that what Frank does is what Gene does is an entire new level beyond, Frank Castle's infractions. He's just blowing some people up. But what she did, we're always told, oh, that's the big no-no. That's even worse than murder.
Huh?
Silence. Well, did those people who Frank was blowing up? Did they deserve it?
An argument can be made for both cases. It all depends on some people think killing is wrong altogether, right? That was the whole thing with Peter's arc in the last movie. Killing is wrong no matter what. But for Frank, it's just like if they have done wrong, then they deserve to die. So.
Yeah, and that's the movie starts off. There is a tank tearing through the street, running over people, blowing everything up. Spidey's trying to stop it, which he should be able to do easily, but apparently he can't. And then Frank comes up and tries to shoot a missile at the tank. So Spider-Man, instead of going after the thing that's killing people indiscriminately, he decides to take 10 minutes away to fight Frank, which seems like the triage wasn't exactly well thought out. Like, do the tank and then go after Frank. That really rhymes.
That rhymes as well.
Yeah.
On the note of Frank, because I had this just like while I was watching the movie, I kept thinking, was this supposed to be a different character that they meant this entire role for? Because it is. I agree with you that every iteration we've seen of John Bernthal's Punisher, it's been different in every movie or show we've seen it in, right? And I kept thinking, like, was there a character that Sony wouldn't let them use that was supposed to be there? Was there a character that got tied up in, I don't know, the Fox rights when they started filming or writing the script? Like, I just kept thinking this had to have been a different character because it makes no sense to use him.
Fox is gone by the time this even was in pre-production. So
I think I think they just don't know how to write that character.
Yeah.
Or how to put him into a non-R-rated project.
Because it made me think that even more because like they keep referring to how they met at Staten Island, right? And I kept thinking, man, that's a really convenient way to get yourself out of having to introduce these characters properly. And you could then do it with any character you wanted to because the easy out is there, right?
Well, and the whole Staten Island thing, right? It's we have this backstory that we're not going to tell you. It's the exact same thing. They already did it. It's already been used before with Hawkeye and
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. Yeah. So I keep wanting to say Scarlett Johansson, not Black Widow. It's already been used when they did the whole thing was say, remember what happened in Budapest, right? And so there's this backstory that we're never supposed to be told about, right? What I really wanted, I said this last night, I really wanted eventually, because they kept bringing it up, I wanted them to actually tell us what it was that where he says he saved his life and have it not actually be him saving his life, right? Like I said last night, he said, I saved your life in Staten Island, and it turns out that he told him not to get lettuce on his Taco Bell.
I saved you from Taco Bell.
And that's what was quote unquote saving his life, right? That's what I wanted, right? Something goofy. But they didn't do anything with it. We're just convinced that he saved his life somehow.
Ian?
Hold on. So also, right, why didn't Jean ask Spider-Man for help? Because all around town, Spider-Man's a hero and he doesn't kill people, whatever. She has the power to jump into minds. Why didn't she just telepath him and say, look, I need your help. My sister's been kidnapped, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have had a movie that way.
Yes.
Can I do you one better?
Exactly. Why didn't she just track down the guy in charge of...
No, I'll do you one better. Why did she need to break out all of these people from jail when we know that she can just hop 33 feet to the building and get into the building that way?
Yes.
Yeah. And get into the main guy's head and read his mind and know everything.
Alex Ashgan, right, Shalomite. Women don't ask men for help. There you go.
This is true. Especially in the MCU.
Yeah.
Especially in the MCU.
Guys, doesn't that make sense? Because Spider-Man is hailed as a hero in New York.
Yeah,
right?
Of course it does.
And she's, if he's a hero and he's all for good, why don't you just say to him, look, I need your help. My sister got kidnapped. This is what's happened. Blah, blah, blah. Instead
it
of
makes too
she
much
could, what
sense.
she did. Yeah.
She could jump in. Well, she could jump into someone else's head and approach
great,
him
though,
and
isn't it?
say,
Yeah.
"I need, Spider-Man, I need your
Well-
help," or whatever. And then if something weird, something happens, and there's a breakdown in communication between them, then we could have that explained as to why she doesn't ask for help, right? She doesn't trust him or something. But that doesn't happen. Just she never even considers the idea of asking anyone for help. Any of the heroes.
Yeah. And this really feels like they had a hard time deciding who's going to be the villain. And I think that they might have originally intended for some kind of Spider-Man villain that was telepathic. And maybe it's like, hey, we got to get Jean Grey in here. She's going to be in Secret Wars kind of thing. Because they are using Spider-Man as a Trojan horse to boost the popularity of characters that are failing on their own. But this was a Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man movie. Would have been perfect. Bringing in the Hulk wouldn't change a thing, and they didn't need Yelena for sure. Those felt tacked on.
Sorry, gone. Do you know what's going to happen? This is what I suspect is going to happen. The reason why Jean Grey is prevalent in this movie is because they're lining her up to the next film, and she's probably going to defeat Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
that's what I suspect.
Maybe,
I suspect
that's a big call. That's a big.
I suspect that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, got it on record. So there.
Vex.
No, I just wanted to go back like a few thought steps there to Jean not asking for help. This kind of goes back to my biggest issue, which is like the Holland Spider-Mans. They never want Spider-Man to actually stop being a boy. They want to keep him perpetually a man. And when they get Jean to just like, God, what did she do? She just starts. Yeah, she starts killing people. And remember in Far From Home, like he had this whole issue with like, he realized he was wrong in giving who was the villain in that with the ball head? Mysterio. He gave Mysterio the tech and he realized his mistake, and he did the same thing here. He ended up, she killed all these people and I witnessed her do it, but like I'm going to just, I'm just going to help her out anyways. He does the same thing in which he hasn't learned from his previous mistakes or adventures, which really bothered me. And then on top of that, that's sorry. That was all the thought process.
Yeah.
The TASM stuff. I don't know if anyone is familiar as much as I am with the amazing the Andrew Garfield ones that came out, but there was an instance where it was came out the final act, right? Like when he finally goes to the facility to try and break Jean Grey out, I kept thinking that now it's just borrowing a lot from the Garfield ones, because the Garfield Spider-Man iteration, he was very like witty and charming and kind of like had that geeky humor to him, which we hadn't really seen as much with Toby's version, and we didn't really see with Holland. Holland was just awkward. He wasn't quirky or anything. So like the way that they used the villains in the opening, I just kept thinking, oh my God, this is just TASM 2. And then in the third act, he becomes, again, he's all happy now suddenly in his crippling depression. Suddenly he can, crack fucking jokes. And I'm just like, am I seeing Andrew Garfield back? Is he back on the screen? So like there's so many, it's like alongside the choppy and then storytelling, it was very much like I can tell that you guys wrote and filmed this in chunks and that no script was really ready, because even Peter's arc, like, because the spider stuff, when his DNA is changing, they kind of gloss over that. They just use that controlling chip as a Hail Mary, and that's it. It's not used as a device to actually help Peter grow as a hero or as an
it's very shallow. Can I answer your questions now, Bex, as far as the women's?
Oh yeah. Okay, yes.
Yeah, okay. So Miss, completely tacked on cop Jean DeWitt, a diverse woman with towing her kids around eternally. She tells them what to do and where to go. And that's fine. She's a cop. I kind of understand that. He goes to Yelena for information that he himself should easily be able to figure out. Anybody with an internet connection can. She gives him absolutely nothing. And then MJ fixes his own tech that somehow he's not able to fix. But I don't know how a delinquent got into MIT along with like her two best friends. Like the odds of that happening are ridiculous. But so Mary Jane fixes the tech. Yelena gets all the info. The cop tells him what to do. And of course, in the end, it's Sadie Sink kind of saves herself. And really, she's the one that pushes growing up on Spider-Man and not vice versa. Like somebody needs to tell her, and somebody did, but that was Aunt May. So that's what I mean. It just felt like he was on rails the whole movie. He didn't really have a lot of agency.
I'm going to push back a little bit there, right? So, like, I can kind of again the whole Jean Grey just kind of ruins this movie. Like,
and Banner too as a woman.
Yeah,
he really doesn't tell him anything he doesn't know already, so he wasn't any help either.
Yeah, and when you're by the way, just real quick.
Yeah.
So before we get too far from it, you were saying that it felt like they wrote this for some other character besides maybe Jean Grey. Right, that perhaps this was supposed to be somebody. Well, you were saying the Punisher, but we said Jean Grey. Like maybe originally this was someone else someone else in the script besides Jean Grey, and then they said, "Oh, we got to squeeze Jean Grey in here." It's very possible. There's specifically a Spider-Man villain called Mr. Negative.
Mm-hmm.
So, what he does is he possesses people. Right. He also has basically a ninja force, kind of like the hands in his gang that he runs.
Studio interference.
Well, I'm saying that perhaps originally they had intended for this character to be Mr. Negative. He possesses people and controls their will. Very much like this, telepathy stuff that they have here. And that would make much more sense. Yeah. And in fact, if you put him in the place of Jean Grey here, this is almost the same plot as the previous Spider-Man video game.
And these aren't Jean Grey's standard powers. They really
the jumping into people's minds and mind controlling them. Mr. Negative would actually fit much better as a Spider-Man villain in this place.
I think you're a genius. I'll bet you anything you're right, and that they wrote the script for Mr. Negative. But you can't really bring in other. They need to sell toys, and they need to get their heroes that nobody likes, to raise their profile a bit. And that's how they're using these movies.
Okay, in terms of the woman cop, like if you put a male cop in there, because that's what they kind of did with TASM as well, is they put in a male cop that kind of helped Peter in a couple scenes in Amazing Spider-Man 2. So like, I don't see that as a bad thing. There's many instances where Peter just does whatever he wants to do anyways, regardless of what he says. So I don't see that as him leading. The first half of the movie too, because Peter is alone and he's trying to again, he's still kind of bottling up all of his feelings and he's trying to deal with his issues on his own. He's not being really led to anyone. And the first scene that we see Yelena in the bathhouse where he, gets in the water with her, it's an absolutely useless scene and she gives him nothing. And I agree with you that, Peter has all of this stuff at his disposal. Why is he going to Yelena for stuff, right? So every time she showed up, it was just like, it's clear that they really want people to know that this is the new Black Widow. They need to make it abundantly clear going into the next movie.
Yes.
And it's the same deal with Banner. It's like, okay, you didn't need to go to Banner to have this huge exposition dump. I agree with you on the MJ scene where she fixes his tech. I was like, because I was like, they're gonna try and get a bonding picture where she does some science shit, aren't they? And then right there, they bring it like, oh, well, what about your goggles, Peter? I'm like,
listen,
fucking retard. You didn't think of that first?
If it was just the cop, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But of course, it has to be a woman, and most cops are still men. So, taking all together. And remember, Yelena just doesn't not help him. She humiliates him and then does the small potato shit. This guy's saved the freaking galaxy. He's been to space and other planets. He's taken on all of these world-ending threats, and all she's ever done is punch some people.
See, so this goes back to the problem I have of them not wanting Peter to ever grow up. Like all of the other characters they keep Peter undermined because if they turn him into a man, then they can't get away with all of this easy shit. Then they have to actually do writing and be creative with the character. But if you have everyone treat him as a child, you never have to worry about your audience changing. You never have to worry about doing work.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
that pretty much agrees with what I said.
Kung Fu.
Well, we talk about diverse cops helping out the white superhero. Daredevil, Netflix 2015. Who was Brett Mahoney? People forget about him, and he was a great character. You know, he and Daredevil cross paths, and you know, hey, my mum made you some food. You know, help me out. So obviously not Daredevil, but Matt Murdock, and we like that character. But in the case of Spider-Man, a bum new day, yeah, we just didn't give about Lady Cop. I didn't even know she was black or Latina. I was like, oh god, she's
Latina. She's a Latina.
Well,
It's
two
your
boxes.
mic is your mic is very hot. It keeps.
How about it's 2 boxes for 1?
Yeah, 2 check boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was right up on the mic. I was getting excited.
Ooh.
Yeah, blame
Mike
Vex for
Ford,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
Positively turgid
Okay,
about this film.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
shall we go through the woke elements?
There were no woke
Well,
elements.
There was.
Listen,
Okay,
can
go
I
ahead.
can
No,
I
can
say
we-
the
can
things
we
I
go through-
liked, or do you want to do the woke first? Because
Let's do-
I feel like we're dogging on it a lot, but it wasn't all that
Okay.
bad.
All right. Okay. We'll do the positive things first then. Okay. So, Prof, positive.
Positives. I honestly the performance of Tom Holland in this is pretty good.
He's really good.
Tom Holland is not my favorite Spider-Man, but
great.
I thought he did a pretty good job in this. You know, sometimes he's confused, sometimes he's you know, excited, and sometimes he's having fun. I don't know, but overall, I thought he did a good job here. I really enjoyed the fights, the choreography, and the way that they were shot was brilliant.
Yeah, really
The
good.
use of the camera, the use of different angles and stuff, I thought is some of the best fighting scenes we've seen with Spider-Man. It really felt unique and fun when they were filming those scenes. They even, as to say, they hang a lantern on it at one point where you see the hand sort of jumping out like in slow mo, all as a team coming at him, and he's like, "That's just so cool." It's fun and it's funny.
Yeah.
It was one of the moments in the film where they got a big laugh in the room, right? And people really were really having fun with it. So I think those were really standout scenes and a lot of fun. That was good. I'm not sure I have anything else.
Okay. Ista.
Okay. The action was really phenomenal, and it was a shame they kept breaking it up with these kind of slower pace just as the momentum got rolling. But the humor really landed in this, and even though he wasn't the Punisher, man, John Barenthal is great, and I loved that Menelaus played sort of the grumpy elder guy. And listen, I love the way they keep underestimating the Punisher. And he shows them he's not just a big dumb guy with a gun. He kind of shows up for that. And one of the best jokes in the film, I don't want to ruin it, but it comes from them underestimating Frank. I give them props. Like, you know, this guy's evil, but they made a black dude the bad guy. And I have to give them credit for that, because I was thinking there's no way they're going to do this. But the humor and the action and the heart of what makes Spider-Man is there. I just think it got mixed up with this other agenda that they were trying to push.
I mean, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, and it took some focus away, but you can't take the scenes away. And you know what? I actually, God help me for saying this, I liked Zendaya in this. Zambuga was actually good.
Right.
Yeah,
she's
it didn't bother me. And that scene where he bonds with Ned, sorry, I fell for it, man. Just pure joy when they're putting the Legos together. That's probably my most emotional moment there, when he bonds with his friend again. So, like I said, give me editing software. I will cut this into an hour and 45-minute amazing movie.
Jace.
Yes. Is my mic all right, or am I just
Perfect.
Yeah,
You're good. You're good. Yeah.
I think
that's,
when it's just when it sits for a while, it adjusts the volume when you start speaking. It's
Because it's a
StreamYard's
very
playing
fa-
up there.
it's a mic that needs phantom power, funny enough, so that might be there and where lies the problem. I think the action was fine. I did prefer the action of the John Watts films because this is Destin Daniel Cretton who gave you Shang-Chi and the 10 Nose Rings. And if you saw the action in that, it was absolutely terrible. So he's obviously trying to make up ground by doing something new with this film because he was instructed to do that. So the stuff with the Red Hand, pretty good. Like I said in my review, which is already up, folks, I said if this was a South Korean version of Spider-Man, it would be a different story altogether. Obviously, it can't be because it's a PG character, so you can't go. But I mean, ironically, he went more violent in the comics. I think the humor, for the most part, was okay. Maybe once or twice didn't quite land. But my favorite humorous moment is when, and it's going to be a spoiler, guys. So I've got to mention it because it's relevant to the conversation. When Jean Grey mind controls Punisher, and he's like, "Oh, he's over there." And I thought, yeah, I want to see that
he
Punisher.
did.
He's camp. I like him. But when it comes to the Punisher, Ray Stevenson all day long, man. That is the ultimate Punisher for me. He's just
Fair
like comic book accurate. And if he was in this film with Tom Holland, that would have been a very interesting dynamic.
Swappers?
I've got nothing to add, mate. I agree with definitely agree with what Jason just said for sure. But I'm really not inclined to want to watch this movie really because I knew that too many characters in it. It's another Spider-Man 3 syndrome where it's not focused enough.
Yes,
we can't concentrate on just a few characters and really flesh them out. And obviously, from what I hear, those characters aren't used very well at all anyway. So it kind of seems pointless. And it is being used as like a segue into the next big Avengers style ensemble movie. And I don't want that from a Spider-Man movie. I want a Spider-Man movie. If you're going to have someone else in it, there's only one other character I'd love to have in it, and that's Daredevil, which Ian's mentioned plenty of times.
Yeah.
And when I saw from Jason and Ian's Out of the Cinema video, which I love, by the way, that would have been fantastic. As soon as Ian said Daredevil, I just thought, oh, what we could have had.
Yeah.
Just imagine if it was like the Netflix Daredevil and Spider-Man, that just would have been gold, absolute gold. And instead, we're getting kind of half-hearted stuff like this. And of course, the normies are all gonna flood into it because Spider-Man, and it's Marvel and whatever, and they're just gonna love seeing special effects or whatever, and they'll come out and go, "Yeah, that was worth 15 quid or whatever they're gonna pay."
Normies are called tourists.
Yeah, exactly, the tourists. Yeah, but for the hardcore, the ones that have loved Marvel since they were kids, the ones that have loved the MCU since the first Avengers movie or the first Iron Man movie, or since the first Blade, we're going way back. Then the ones that have given it all our money, the ones that have really paid into it with our attention and our funds, then I think we're all just going to be a little disappointed with it, and it's not going to be on the ball for us. So I'm just really meh about watching it, to be honest with you. I might, if I get time, watch the download, but apart from that, I've got really no inclination whatsoever for this. But it sounds like everyone here watched it, enjoyed it to a degree, but with reservations, I think.
Ian, good points for the movie.
I just think that overall it was just okay. I mean, the action was good in it, so you can't really credit the director for that because I get the feeling that he wasn't in charge of that. Yeah, I reckon they got the visual effects people. It was all storyboarded before he came on board. Another thing that I'm puzzled about. Okay, so did Spider-Man pull off Scorpion's thingy thing?
What? Come again?
Did Spider-Man pull off? He did, didn't he? Which kind of
he did. He pulled him off right there in the street in front of everybody. Yeah,
he yanked him off. Yeah.
And by the way, that's a major letdown as well because it kind of betrays what Scorpion was going to do to him. But then again,
it wasn't who
Spider-Man was because
it wasn't
protecting him.
It wasn't Scorpion. Also, if Jean Grey had gone into this guy for the first time, how does she know how to use the tail? Because obviously he's been trained to use the tail, isn't he?
Well,
so how would
she immediately
she
gets
just gets all the
the knowledge
information?
of the person
Right,
whose
gotcha,
head she's
gotcha.
in. So we see that like
Yeah.
with the helicopter pilot. There's a few other things where we like because she's inside MJ's head, and it's like, yeah, there's nothing in here about you, right? So she gets the knowledge of the person that she's inhabited, she's possessing.
Also, just like what Vex said, I did notice that Zambuga's face was kind of smooth in this film. I didn't know whether it was a visual effect or whether
I thought she put weight on.
Well, Vex, you reckon she's got Botox or something like that, don't you?
No, she's 100% gotten fillers. Like I said, the
Right,
forehead, because her
fillers.
eyes are
Right.
always, her eyebrows are always, tensed, right? But the forehead wasn't
Yeah.
moving at all.
Okay, right. So yeah, it's one thing I noticed about the film. But I look, there isn't really any good bits in there as far as I'm concerned. I think overall it's just okay. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's action we've never seen before. I've seen all this stuff before with other films, with not Spider-Man.
It was
in
well
do you know what
done, I
So
thought.
yeah, but it was standard. It's standard.
What did
It
you think
wasn't
about like
something
the way that they use the camera, like turning the camera as Spider-Man's moving from surface to surface, so that it's like kind of
but they did that. They did that in the Andrew Garfield film, and also when he was falling and his costume was all flapping, they did that in the Andrew Garfield film as well. And the eye thing is from Iron Man, so it's just kind of we've seen it all before. I just think this film is just standard. It's okay, it's enjoyable.
The virtual assistant was female as well.
Yeah, so was Jennifer Connelly in Homecoming, and I liked her version a lot because it came with virtual boobies.
Okay, Swappers. Sorry, Vex. Good elements.
Good. Like I said, the lighting. I was very impressed with the lighting.
Yeah,
I think for the most part, I did appreciate that. Like again, for like maybe half, 2/3 of this movie, it very much felt like a closed off Spider-Man adventure. Like there was no Avengers are here, Tony Stark is here to fall back on. It very much felt like this is just Spider-Man, and this is just how he deals with the day-to-day, which is what I've been wanting Marvel to do with this character, is stop using him as a tying character. Spider-Man has so many villains, just have him small scale, low level, do a movie on that, it'll do great, right? But then they muff it in the last third. I agree with the Zendaya take. I didn't find her irritating, though. Like I've had a bit of change of heart on Zendaya because
I'm warming to her.
I saw the drama like last month, and I was like, "Oh, Zendaya's actually good in this." So she's got range, just nobody wants to use it. Yeah, Tom Holland was fine in here. I think when the scenes called for emotional moments, he definitely delivered. I don't know why people hate on Tom Holland so much. I don't think he's a bad
he was
actor.
really good in this. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he's not a bad actor whatsoever. The action scenes were okay. I just I wanted them to be a little bit more because you could tell that they were setting up so many shots for the 3D. And so it felt like the focus became, we got to make this more visually appealing to that audience than make an action sequence that feels like fleshed out and tense and action packed, because I felt like each action sequence was very short or they were drawn out for the wrong reasons.
Fast.
Like the tank chase scene, it felt like it went on forever, but nothing really happened. But then when he encounters the ninjas in the prison, it felt like that action sequence was over way too quickly.
Agreed.
I just like to mention about the action scenes. If you look at the difference between Raimi's action and in this film feels very much like it's a committee that did the action thing, committee of special effects people. But if you look at Sam Raimi's stuff, especially Spider-Man 2, when they're trying to get the arms off Dr. Octopus, that's all Raimi, all of it. All of that is Raimi. The stuff that he did in his horror films, that all came to fruition in that film. With this, I don't think the director had any choice of what they were doing with the visual effects. I don't think.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Also another thing I just like to mention, right? It's funny. I find the action too fast, right? So if you look at the Raimi stuff, you can see what's going on. But with this,
I agree with you.
They're jumping all over the place. And plus, right, with the Raimi thing, they pretended that there was a camera on the roof and they were trying to follow Spider-Man. I mean, they did some scenes where the camera flipped and all that, which you can't do if you're in real life, but you can do via CGI or whatever. But with this one, it's just too fast. You can't appreciate it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
There you go. You would like to my positivity?
Yeah, sure.
well lit. I did like the ninja prison again. Not long enough. Tom Holland was really good, especially when he was acting against Zendaya. You could tell there were. You could tell. I like the kind of the telepathic fuzzy background.
Sure, yeah,
What?
yeah. When they're doing the telepathy and you the character in the foreground is still, but the background and everything is all kind of wobbly and shaky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my old raving days. It was really good. Help me out. What else?
Well,
The Hulk.
They did a pretty good job
finally,
showing
all
the
right.
telepathy.
Yeah. It looked pretty.
Yeah.
What's that word that Richard Donner used again for Superman? I can't even pronounce it. What's it called?
Verisimilitude.
Right. That was missing from Spider-Man, right? But everybody knows that the Hulk could cream Spider-Man. Spider-Man was getting hit so many times by the Hulk, he would have been dead. The same thing with what's his name? Punisher.
Punisher for sure.
So he would have been dead. It's just things like that really bother me. Like when Spider-Man talks, he talks like Tom Holland. He talks like Peter Parker. In the comics, his voice is meant to be muffled by his mask, so they can't tell who he is. It's things like that just bother me about
in
the
the
film,
comics.
you know?
Just in the comics, Spidey, when he's had a fight with the Hulk, he can take a licking from him.
Yeah, but also all the verisimilitude was lost when it comes to government agencies and organizations. You have these prisons right in the heart of Manhattan. You have helicopter pilots that don't check in to verify orders changed at the last minute. You have a super secure, ultra heavy prisoner room with an outside wall open to New York City. All that stuff doesn't make any sense. They already have the raft, but
the same guys
you gotta let some things slide. But
it was the same guys that wrote the last three that wrote this one.
Yeah,
that's why I could, and they were good, and that's why I suspect that Kevin Feige came in and interfered with it. That's what I think.
Do you know, Vex? I'll get to you in a minute. On a certain level, this did feel like a good film.
Yeah,
it had elements for a good film. It really did.
It did, and that's why I said it's enjoyable. It was an enjoyable watch, but the more you think about it, things start to fall apart.
Fall off,
right?
Yeah. Vex?
Just on the note of like the power scaling, because this was an issue I noticed pretty early on in the film. Like when he encounters Frank for the first time, he kicks him out of the van through the back of the van, and Frank just lands and he's totally fine. He gets up, but then literally 2 minutes later, we see Spider-Man pull off the door for the tank.
Yeah.
So the power, like I could believe the Hulk fight a little bit more because he is super strength and he has the arachnid thing going on, and he was trying to harness the best of both worlds, right? So I could buy that one a little bit more, but then I realized, wait a second, Spidey isn't wearing his like Tony Stark suit. Why doesn't he have that anymore? Why would he ditch that?
Don't know.
He explained that in the last movie. Didn't he explain in the last movie why he wanted to give up all the tech?
No.
Can't remember.
I felt like he did, but I don't know for sure, honestly.
I don't remember him. I watched the movie recently, and he doesn't mention anything about giving up the tech.
You know, when he was in the Roman baths with
Yelena,
the Russian.
The spider mask was CGI.
Yeah,
you could tell it was CGI.
He's been in CGI for the suit 99% of all his movies, so it doesn't bother me anymore, right? The power thing was an issue for me, so I agree there. And also the Hulk, just on the note of the power thing, so like Hulk was able to recognize Peter being like, hey, I'm your friend, even though
that made no sense.
Yeah, he has no recollection of Peter because of the wish from before.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was a little bit confused by that. And remember, like this was a plot point in Age of Ultron. You know, sun's getting real low, big guy. Like Natasha was the only one that could calm the Hulk down. So I was like, is there a gay thing going on? First of all,
this.
But secondly, But like my other issues, and like,
Didn't spot that one.
this brought problems for me for the whole. Okay, the spell. How does the spell exactly work? Because the spell was not everyone forget Spider-Man, but everyone forget who Peter Parker was.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
means the events at the beginning of Far From Home, most of the city fucking hated Spider-Man because of what happened to, was it Mephisto? What was his name?
Mysterio.
Oh,
wasn't it?
Mysterio.
I mixed them up, sorry.
Ray
So
Mysterio.
everyone was upset with Mysterio, and so it bothered me a little bit that, okay, we got a time jump, but we don't see how suddenly, like, oh, New York just loves Spider-Man by default now, when the last movie we saw him in, they absolutely hated him.
Yeah, they
So-
speed ran that in the first 5 minutes with the, with that montage, where he suddenly, now everyone
Okay.
loves him.
Shall we do the woke stuff?
Sure. The one woke thing, sure.
There was more than one.
I'm going to be pushing back hard on this one.
Okay. Prof, woke stuff that you spotted.
I didn't feel it that hard in this movie, honestly. There's definitely some stuff where, he can only be mentored by women. There's the whole thing with, suddenly somehow, MJ, is able to, because she's, she's suddenly able to come in and fix the things that he can't. But I'll be honest, I did not feel there's some overarching themes here that you could potentially ascribe to woke, but I didn't feel it as obviously, pressed into this as in some other projects.
Yeah, I covered most of it. Like I said, it seemed like some of the humiliation ritual and the fact that the lack of respect shown to him, the double standard stuff obviously is bothering. Like I said, the intersectional casting checkbox didn't bother me as much because it's consistent with New York. But if you notice that, like, there's there's no real beautiful women standing out in this movie. There's hardly there are no women at all that are acting feminine. Even the hottie in the elevator is wearing all baggy stuff. Like I said, I think Aunt May is the biggest hottie in the whole movie.
I think that's more indicative of just what the style is right now, because young women's fashion is mostly just like the block stuff. It's the oversized block stuff.
Okay.
So that's not necessarily a woke thing.
There was no normal couples where they were both white.
Yeah, it's little things like that where you're just kind of keyed off something's not right, where it's not used to the movies you're used to. And even if it's that style, I'm sure the current style has been influenced by that as well. So like I said, it's covert, subtle,
it's
woke
stealth woke stuff. Yes.
On the note of just the white couples, was it only like 25% of New York is white, I think, right now? So again, like a lot of that stuff I can boil down to it's okay, that's just what the makeup is of that city. Because I watched a movie that took place in California. No, that Jason Segel Harrison Ford comedy on Apple. Where the shrinking. There's
shrinking.
a ton of fucking woke stuff in the background. But I'm just like, it's fucking California. I expect it. So it's not bothersome.
But remember, this was filmed in Scotland, so
for the tax credits.
They had to go out and get those couples.
Aren't they getting overrun with Somalians right now, though? So
no, it's all of us.
God, my Achilles heel.
Those are involuntary couples.
Jace, woke stuff.
Yeah, so again, the director called Metzger, who's a black guy. So was he Jewish? I thought that was like very on the nose.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his surname is Metzger.
He's a black Jew?
Anyway.
Well, he's got the Jewish surname.
Okay, well, I didn't spot that one, but go on.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, let me have that one.
Yeah, that was a race swap from the comics. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
See? And then when Peter Parker's walking around in Glasgow and the black guy walks up to him, what, you telling me a white guy or somebody else couldn't walk up to him and just say, I know who you are, Peter Parker? It just had to be a black guy. So
that's not woke.
No, it
guys.
is. It is. It's
How?
DI
How is
saying
that?
it is.
How is that woke if, like, again, like a quarter, a
Oh.
third of the population of New York is
It's
white? How is that DI?
It's pattern recognition.
No, this is stupid pattern recognition because they didn't put that black guy in there to say that to like trump on Peter's arc.
But
or
then
to
why couldn't
make-
you just go choose somebody else?
Why did it matter? It's an
Well, it makes
inconsequential
it matter because I
character.
want to keep seeing that stuff in entertainment now. It's too much.
Yep.
So no black people in entertainment anymore? Is that where we're at
No,
right
not
now?
saying that. I'm just saying this particular film is like they checked off certain tick boxes. Not a conspiracy. You can see right there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, he wasn't gay. He wasn't doing any black power shit. He wasn't pushing a political message. It was literally just a random black
No,
dude
it's
that
just
walked
the
by.
people behind the scenes
Oh.
at Marvel are pushing that sort of stuff.
Yeah. There was that little gay joke with Yelena too, which
Well,
you know,
gay
it was
dude,
kind of-
like,
Oh,
Oh yeah,
they,
that's the woke
she-
thing, by the way. So she's topless in the swimming pool. Obviously, everything's covering her bits, but she's forcing Peter Parker to strip off when she sees him with the mask. He's got the better
Yes.
body, obviously, and it's like, oh, we can see Tom Holland's tits,
It
but we
did-
can't see hers.
Tom was
Yeah.
well ripped for it.
He was.
It's
He put her
PG-13.
to
Of
shame.
course,
Boy,
they're not going to show her naked.
you cannot
Yeah.
say that
I
he
know,
did
but
not
it's
put
double
in the
standard.
work.
Yeah, but she didn't even show ankles, man.
No,
she
of
was
course
from
not.
the neck
Wow.
up.
No.
She's a
Um,
midget.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
she
that's
is
the
a
way.
midget.
Yeah,
She's
that's the
quite
way you
small.
can tell. So many of these scenes were on the phone or over Zoom conferencing. You can tell that they were pretty much the visual equivalent of ADR. They were added on, they were tacked on, because none of the characters are in even the same room together. It's all done over the phone and by teleconference.
Okay, Ian, woke stuff.
Zambuga.
There you go.
That's it. Zambuga. Because like MJ is a redhead white woman, and that you can't
Yeah.
tell me that they hired Zambuga because
I am.
you know what I mean. They hired her
Yeah.
because of DEI. That's why they hired her.
Yeah.
So
I can
all the way
agree with
through
that one,
Spider-Man.
but we're
Yeah.
4 movies into
No.
that, so we're used to
Yeah.
it now.
Not just Metzger, Gene DeWolf also race swapped.
Yes,
Any more?
the
Ian?
female cop
Oh, the
is
police
also.
commissioner.
Yeah.
Any
No,
more?
yeah.
No, she's not the
bottom
commissioner.
line,
She's just a detective.
the bottom
Oh.
line is that most films now have to comply to what the American Association film thing wants, which is tick boxing, and that's why we're getting so much of this stuff in there. You could ignore it as much as you can. This didn't spoil the film for me. I've got to admit, it really didn't spoil the film for me, but I do recognize it. You know,
Yeah,
that's all I've got to say.
It was interesting them choosing to put a black man in the role of
The bad
Bill,
guy, yeah.
Bill Metzger, though, because if you take a look at the comics, if you know who he is an X-Men villain. He is essentially an insert for a modern version of Hilter.
Or one of his doctors.
He is an anti-mutant supremacist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very, very nasty propaganda-driven antagonist in the X-Men comics.
Yeah,
So it's
I
interesting
think
that they would use that name
Yeah.
for this character.
I think of him more as a Fauci stand-in, which is,
I'll take
is
the
more
Fifth
one of the
Amendment.
doctors.
Okay. Vex, woke. I need to reset my mic. So
That's fine.
woke stuff.
There was no political messaging in here. There were no colored characters that tried to overthrow Peter's arc or the general tone and direction of the story. There was nothing like just the police commissioner. She just is annoying because her face scares me. She's got a
Yeah.
weird nose.
Yeah.
So, like, every time I see her-
Why couldn't they hire somebody good looking for that role?
Yeah, that's the but I don't consider. I just thought that was weird. Like the one thing I'll say is like, oh, they let MJ be like the thing that helped Peter, but I was also like, well, Peter did just say, I can't live without you, and I've been struggling to live without you.
Yeah. It's been 4 years though, and he hadn't even moved on a bit. It's kind of pitiful.
Why doesn't Ned have any friends?
He does have
Ned.
friends. All of the
Does
people
he?
congratulated him when he was bringing the alcohol.
Well, they
into the
weren't.
party.
They weren't. Hanging out with him though. It's just on his own.
Well,
he's
a grown man that plays with Legos.
He's Gen Z.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
His friends exist only online and only through social media. He sits in front of his computer, and sits in front of his device at all times. This is a fairly common, trope at this point. But again, I think I was very, very much bothered. It's not a woke thing, but I was very, very much bothered by the fact that this was supposed to be a brand new day. But
And
in
it
reality,
wasn't.
it's just going back to what was before, right?
Exactly.
There's even a some foreshadowing in the story where we see he's watching this video of a spider who, by the way, voiced over. They use Keith David for the voiceover of just a tiny video playing in the background. Like, what? You got Keith David, this is what you use him for. But anyway, there's this video saying, the spider as it's growing, it has to molt, and it's a dangerous transition from this part to becoming an adult and stuff like, oh, okay, so this story is going to be about him maturing from a kid into being an adult. Mm-hmm. We left behind in the previous film. He left behind, right? He chose not to go back to.
This is what I mean. The biggest issue with
his
Peter
two friends.
Parker.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He chose not to go back to them, knowing he was putting their lives in danger. He was making things more difficult for them. He's going to move on with his life, and that was Brand New Day. I mean, the idea would be, okay, so now he discovers what that new life is. Okay, he finds out how that happens, but instead, it's just what's his brand new day? It's going back to yesterday.
Yeah, because the moment when Peter and MJ have that on the boat, right, where she had read his letter and she's like, I don't know who you are and I'm sorry, I don't love you, right? I was like, okay, fucking move on. He's gonna do it. This is what he needed to hear. Mm-hmm. And instead, MJ's just like, oh, well, you want to come in, and then
that was a bit.
It just restarts the cycle. Like I was really hoping that would be the moment. And on top of that, because of all the foreshadowing we saw with the DNA and the spider video, like you mentioned, I thought, okay, because Peter is now hearing from the woman he loves that she doesn't love him at all, he's gonna fucking crack, and he's gonna go full arachnid, and he's gonna start fucking niggas up in the street. And nothing happened. Nothing happened.
No, it's he instead of transforming into an adult, he just goes back to being the same childish version of him that we already know. But he's now super strong and the super more powerful spider version or something. Right?
The more I think about it,
Stark Tech.
Sorry. The more I think about it, the more I actually believe now this whole script was tinkered with and moved around, and they stuck more people in there.
They wrote it in chunks. They really did.
Like for instance, right, where did he get the money to have all those computers and stuff? In fact, in the comics, right, if you wanted to trace someone, here's a spider tracer. At least that's believable that he can build a tracer in a little spider and then throw it at the taxi and then find out where she is. So that always happens in the comics. But to have a whole station where it's got a computer talking to him like Jarvis. Where the hell did he get all that money from?
Hold on.
They never approach where he gets all of his money. Although I will say that at the end of this movie, he should be a trillionaire. Because he invented a device that can selectively suppress the expression of genetic code.
Mutated.
So the man has cured cancer.
Puberty blockers.
He's also cured any number of other diseases, right? So
any genetic diseases he can cure.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to point out that the woke stuff we were talking about, it didn't affect my enjoyment. I was much more thrown out by the sort of plot inconsistencies and why Jean Grey just didn't take over the main bad guy's mind and get everything she wanted to know. But
have I got this right? Like in the first one, Zambuga wasn't a science major. She was a spellings and stuff. And then suddenly she's a science major in this one.
MIT, the hardest science school in the country to get into, up there with Caltech.
More women in STEM, right?
And I also, oh God, I think I lost my train. Here's the thing. Every Marvel movie is just a commercial for the next Marvel movie. And you can really see that here where the narrative is sacrificed for setting up another movie. Man, just give me a damn movie.
Vex.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. We have to backtrack a little bit. So
Oh, no.
how is he how is he paying for everything?
Bogged everybody. Go on, sorry.
Remember in Civil War, okay, when
What?
Tony finds Peter's a dumpster diver. That's how he was making all of his spider tech and everything. So it's safe to assume that he is still doing that here.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh, God.
Oh, listen.
So annoying.
Hold on.
I was trying to say
Stop
that.
shouting!
Aunt May probably
Hey,
left him
what?
money.
Exactly. Aunt May probably left him money in her life insurance policy.
I'm going to go
right?
edit my
He
video.
He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist though, so he would have left it
Who
for
doesn't?
no one. Peter Parker
Peter Parker.
doesn't exist, so it
Oh,
wouldn't have been
good
that,
point.
would it?
Yeah,
Oh, but
Yeah,
hold
wouldn't
on.
have been
The spell works that everyone forget him, but how can a dead
Yeah.
person forget Peter?
I don't know, but
Don't know.
that
Yeah,
means he
but-
would
but if
I don't-
everyone-
I don't understand how that works at all.
If everyone forgets who Peter Parker is,
How
then
does
he
the
no
life
longer
insurance-
has an identity of
No,
any kind.
hold on.
well, listen, we're getting
Okay.
bogged down now. We're getting a
He
bit
has an identity. It's just people don't know who he is anymore to
Hey.
protect that identity.
Yeah,
right? He still goes by Peter Parker in this movie. That's still
Yeah.
his identity. Just
It
nobody
didn't
remembers
wipe
it.
out his bank account and social security number.
Right.
Okay. And relax. Am I doing my woke bits?
Oh, yeah, sure.
okay.
If you got him, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought we already did them.
No, not mine.
Okay.
Punisher
Yeah.
was brought in because he's a white man, and it needed a white man to do what he did to Peter Parquet at the end, purely to enable a woman to save Peter Parquet.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The inhibitor things were allegories for. I was channeling swappers. You see, I could hear swappers in my head when I was watching the movie.
Mhm.
The inhibitor, puberty blockers.
That's a fucking stretch. Why would he try and get it on Hulk then? Why would he put it on Hulk?
Just purely by accident. That is.
Why would he try to put it on fucking Jean Grey then?
He tried.
Don't know.
He's saying allegory.
The
Suppress your
allegory doesn't
nature.
make sense though.
Okay, well, it doesn't need to. When Peter Parquet went full mental with his spider powers, his spider
hormones.
adolescence, and he smashed the police car up,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it had to be a policewoman who he nearly killed, not a policeman.
I mean, maybe that could work. I can see it because of New York. It's New York City. It's hyper progressive.
Okay, it's probably a few other things, but I can't remember now. I told Ian, but I can't remember. But anyway.
Okay.
I thought
Okay.
you had a piece of paper. I heard a piece of paper crinkling.
Mm.
Can you imagine that?
Anyway, okay, we're going to wrap up now. So, closing thoughts of the
What's
movie.
the time?
Why are we ending so early?
Yeah,
Because we've got other stuff to do.
to talk about.
Oh, to talk
Yeah.
about. Okay.
I wanted this section to be 1 hour 15, but we've just got really popular Super
okay.
Bowl.
All right. Do you want to go from top to bottom? Final thoughts, or
We'll go from. You like bottom, don't you, Vex?
Yeah.
I'm a woman. I'm the bottom by default.
Yeah.
Final thought, Ista. Final thoughts and a mark out of 10. Vex.
Final thoughts. It's a fun film if you turn your brain off to it. That's all I'll say. Rating. I'm kind of struggling on a
Also
rating.
open to the chat. Chat if you've watched the movie, mark out of 10, folks.
Okay.
Go on, Vex.
On a rating, I'm gonna give it 5 Yelena wonky tits out of 10.
Ooh.
They are kind of wonky, aren't they?
They're still nice, don't get me wrong, but they do.
I don't think they're
weird.
that.
Okay.
They're
Let's
not
do
that.
body shaming. Anyway.
Okay.
Mega.
Huh? Oh, out of 10. I guess I'd give it a 5 because I did take some enjoyment out of it, and it wasn't as bad as it wasn't as bad as a lot of people are painting it. Yes, there's problems with the script, but it was still enjoyable, and I do like the Tom Holland run of Spider-Man. I think he makes a good Peter Parker in my opinion. I don't
5
like
out of
saying
5?
they should get rid of him. Yeah, I give it 5 out of 5. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but
Wait,
Ian's a
5 out of
direct-
5?
Ian's a
Yeah.
director, so he really marks it all down a lot. Remember?
No,
Five,
I mean,
5 out of 5?
yeah, I'll give it 5 out of 5 because it was enjoyable and
100%.
it was
He's
enjoyable.
entitled to say 5 out
I thought
of-
it was enjoyable, and it wasn't like Odyssey where I was just sitting there thinking, when is this fucking thing going to end? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was enjoyable all the way through, but it's just the story and the script let it down. That's all.
So you're really
How can
giving
it be
it
a 5 out of
10
5
out
then?
of 10.
Yeah, if the
Oh, no,
script let it down.
sorry.
How can...
Sorry, 5 out of 10. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Did I say
Okay.
5 out of 5? Did I say
You
5 out
did,
of 5?
yes.
Several
Sorry,
times.
sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
I
it's
missed that. He's
okay.
an old bastard. Anyway,
Sorry.
Swappers,
Sorry.
use
sorry.
the force. Come on, Swappers. What do you think? Use the force.
If I had to look into the future after I've seen this movie and decide for an out of 10 score for it, judging by what everyone's opinions have come up with so far, I'd probably give it a 6.5.
Probably fair, actually. Kung Fu.
I will give this.
No,
Hey.
closing thoughts and then Mark, mate.
Oh, closing thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
I've seen it once. I probably wouldn't see it again until it comes on the BBC. Yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing. I tell you what, if I compare this to Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, that's a fucking masterpiece.
Oh,
Dun, 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 you know, Bully Maguire. We love that.
Yeah.
And I can forgive that film because Sam Raimi was overridden by Avi Arad and other
Yeah.
idiots. But
he was a producer
yeah.
with this movie as well,
So
wasn't he?
I remember walking out of that being a bit embarrassed, like, oh no, this was meant to be a really good film. And it's like, oh, but obviously time matures, unlike me. And I've grown to appreciate that film. But this movie, when I left the cinema, I'm like, I don't know what I just watched. So, you know, having said that, I'm going to say it's a 5 out of 10. Which is really shocking as a big Spider-Man fan. But, you know, the final thing I want to say is after No Way Home, people thought that Spider-Man 4 was going to be either Maguire or strongly Andrew Garfield. And neither of those guys got a chance to reprise that role again after No Way Home. So a bit of a sellout, which is why this film feels like it's mumbled jumbled.
Didn't go in with Ian get an extra mark.
Well, he did actually. I think Ian didn't like him very much, but hey.
Ister?
I wanted to say that I missed the fact that he didn't have a job. Part of Peter Parker's struggle is balancing his work life with everything else. And it's okay that he had money. You're not dumpster diving for that 3D printer AI tech he has. That stuff's brand new. I didn't have a problem with it, but I missed J. Jonah Jameson, and I missed him not having to, struggle with work. And only 20% of New York City police officers are women. But you would think that 90% of them are when you're watching this
Well, he
movie.
nearly killed the only one then, didn't he?
Yeah. However, like walking out of the theater, I give it a solid IGN set. No, 7.5 out of 10. And now I'm going to and then after some thought about what doesn't make sense, mostly the first 49 minutes of the movie, she could have just zipped into the head of the guy who had the answers of everything she was looking for. Oh, and the fact that the big mystery box thing was a stupid little air vent.
Yeah.
That was irritating.
Yeah,
like
I'm
Star Trek VJ.
Yeah, I'm vacillating. Yeah, see, Star Trek did it first. I'm vacillating between 6 and 6.5 out of 10. But I'm also saying, see this movie. The normies are going to love it. And if you're able to just kind of turn off your critical thinking parts of your thingamabob, you'll have fun. Like I had fun, a little long, but yeah, go see it. And then so between 6 and 7.5.
Oof. Okay.
Depending on my period.
Well, overall, like I said, out of the theater, I had a good experience. I enjoyed the
same here.
movie. The more you think about it, the more you start to find issues with the plot and with other things. So yes, I do think this movie is going to do really well. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it because they're not going to have that critical brain. They're not going to, as I like to say, see the strings, right? This, talked about this before. Like once you have that, you see the little problems here and there, you see the strings. It doesn't work as well as a movie. There's a lot of issues. I think without the character of Jean Grey being in this role and without the ending that we got, this could even be an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
But that character and the ending that we got from that, I really did not like it at all. She's not held to any account. There's nothing about it. All of the awful things that she's done are just sort of ignored. Again, it's Scarlet Witch 2.0, right? They'll never know what you sacrificed for them, right? It's such BS. So that really turned me off. Even in the theater, right? I was like, ugh. That's awful. I don't like that at all. So for me, I think in the end, the final score that I have to give this, with everything balanced out, is going to have to be something like a 6.5.
Ooh.
But when you, again, compared to other Marvel stuff that we've gotten in the past, especially in the last couple of years, not that bad. There's definitely some things to enjoy in watching this film. Just know that, there's going to be some other stuff that maybe might or might not bother you, depending on how critically you're viewing the film.
Okay. You want my view? Lots of shiny, bright things for the casual viewer you would like. I did think it looked, as I said, I was struggling with the CGI at first, and then is it good, genuine CGI? It looked good. You could see the CGI. It looked good. Tom Holland acting really good. The woke stuff, I was channeling Swappers. It was tricky to get into the first 50 minutes so. Action sequences really good. Zendaya and Ned probably weren't necessary. The woman cop who was like, he was working for, help me out here, and
all right, what are you looking for? Names?
I was entertained.
Okay.
Are you entertained? Yes, I was entertained.
Didn't you like Captain America: Brave New World? Didn't you say you were entertained?
I was entertained. This
Okay.
was obviously better than or was it?
Yeah.
Did I enjoy that more? I don't know. All this, listen, folks, all this is tarnished with what happened with Marvel over the last 5 years?
7.
That long. It's all tarnished. And on a side note, did anybody see the trailer for the new Avengers movie at the beginning of this film?
Yeah.
You know when we said after, was it Endgame or was it Endgame? Was that the last one? Was it Endgame?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Endgame? And we all said they should rest it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Kind of in a roundabout way, because they're ignoring everything that happened since Endgame. I just thought to myself, watching that trailer, if we'd have just gone from Endgame to this, I would have been fucking pumped for the new Avengers film.
Yeah.
But this is tarnished with what we've had in between. And
because
the
after
effective
Endgame, hence its name, people just became disinterested. Oh, there's another Marvel film coming out. We thought that was Endgame.
That was the moment to rest it for 5 years. And now, looking at that trailer, I was pumped. But then knowing what we've had, no.
Infinity War is where they should have actually ended it. Infinity War is way, way better than Endgame because the heroes are dying off. That's when you could have held off for 5 years, then do your resets. But
everybody would have been pumped.
Oh my God.
Everybody would have been. They've screwed the pooch. They know it. Would have been pumped for this movie. But
the worst thing about this movie has got to be Jean Grey. she's a villain and she should have been killed by
Just wasn't
Punisher at
needed.
the end.
Well, Yelena too, but yeah.
Okay.
She
Yeah, her
was
too.
a big part of
Also,
it.
Should have been Mary Jane.
one more thing, right? When Peter meets the Hulk in the building, why it's when he gets angry he changes into the Hulk. He wasn't angry, so why was he suddenly changing into the Hulk?
She made him with her mind control.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marks out of 10. It's either a 5.5 or an IGN 7. I am This is the definition of an IGN 7, everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, a total.
I do agree.
Yeah, it's the definition of an IGN 7. If you go, you'll be entertained. It's the kind of turn your brain off stuff. You'll be entertained. If you get some cheap tickets, fill your boots. I had to pay a little bit extra for the ticket.
Oh,
But I was still entertained. But
wait a minute. You didn't get Christopher Walken's score for the movie.
Oh, go on. Sorry, go on then, mate.
I can't count that high anymore.
None of us can. Okay, let's do some super chats. They've been sat here waiting. Sorry, folks. Mog's probably gone. I don't even know if you're still there, Mog. Mog kettlebell wrench was what? $5. Evening, Mog. Part 1. How many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb? Yes. I don't know. Peter Pidrack numbers was what? $2. Evening, Peter. Hiding from spoilers, seeing it with the wife.
Good luck, Peter. You'll need it.
And come on, people. Wrenched 669. Thank you, my friend. WTF are my super chats going towards at this point? Probably, as I said, bills and living, probably. So, cheers, buddy. Okay.
Spider-Man tickets.
Yeah, that just about covered the ticket, yeah. Anyway, okay.
So, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, go on, man.
In the irony, what you said, they should have rested for 5 years. It's exactly kind of how this movie is going to act like they rested for 5 years, except they wasted $2 billion. Like, that's
the answer. The answer's coming in. By the way.
Yeah.
Mog kettlebell wrench. World spot 669. Cheers, Mog. 2 of 2. 2, but I have no idea how they got in there.
Yeah.
What?
How many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb?
yes.
It's all about the emphasis.
Okay. Right. So what do you want to do? We've got some other slides. We've taken far too long on that. So
Let's
what do you
go.
wanna do?
Bring on the slides.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll just see
let's
how we
do
get on,
some
folks. I think we got super bogged, but anyway.
Oh, staying bogged, I see.
Bogged.
It's Spider-Man show, yeah. Means we'd have to do it Sunday. Spider-Man Brand New Day has earned 74.5 million in domestic previews. Biggest box office preview of all time. Passing Avengers Endgame.
Supergirl is very upset with this number.
How dare you? By the way, there's some exclusive breaking news which broke about an hour ago. So Variety have reported that Samara Weaving is your new Emma Frost / White Queen.
Yes, I saw that. We'll do that Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll do that Sunday.
Yeah. And apparently she has boobs now. I just found out.
Not in the MCU, she doesn't.
Thank you, Vex. yeah,
You're
true.
most well. She had a baby. There you go. She's always had nice boobs, but now they're boobs. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we do the next one?
Let's see how ugly they make her look.
They won't make her ugly.
Okay, we'll probably blast through these.
They will cover her from wrists to ankles, though.
Here you go. On a side note, Spider-Man Brand New Day earns more in Thursday night previews than Supergirl's full domestic run.
I think I'm psychic.
I
Yeah.
knew you
cares?
said that.
It's pretty bad.
I think James Gunn cares.
No.
I mean, if it's
okay.
true that they were going to
Who
cast
of
Sydney
value
Sweeney,
cares? There
wow.
you go.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
value. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Who's
a nice
banging,
little
by the
bit
way,
of trivia.
Swappers?
Yeah, I keep hearing banging. I thought it was
Yeah,
my-
Swappers,
in
stop
my
banging.
house.
Dirky McDirkyface numbers. Went, yeah, no. January
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Jones.
she was wooden as a stick, though, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she-
couldn't
Hot
Yeah,
act.
it was awful.
Hot though.
Yeah, but he's not wrong.
Okay, let's do the next one. Spider-Man Brand New Day is now tracking to open with 330 million plus at the domestic box office. That's US.
Jesus.
Would be the second biggest opening weekend ever, only after Avengers Endgame.
So that ties in with the fact that it might overall, including international, I think they're tracking at 447,
Yeah.
which is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
look, we
Touching
discussed this
the-
one tonight, we came away thinking it's been good, bad, ugly.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
said people are going to love it. But
Touching
remember,
a 500 million opening worldwide is pretty
yeah.
wild.
So
But don't forget, movie tickets are 30 to 35% higher than they were in 2019.
That's true.
well, if we
They're
want to compare
significant.
it just to No Way Home, so 2021, so the Thursday previews for that did 50 million. These are all domestic, right? Opening weekend was 260 million, and then the opening weekend worldwide was 587 million. So there's the comparison for you.
Yeah. And that was still COVID, though.
That was still COVID. Yep, we were still doing. I remember in Ontario, you still had to show a pass to get to the theaters.
Oh, God.
It does make me think now, will Avengers Doomsday surpass this?
No, it
Because
won't.
we know
Not
they're
a
talking about the
chance.
plots
Not a
and nothing
chance.
else.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is now tracking for 900 million plus worldwide.
Jesus.
I can actually believe this now, just given how much
Yeah.
the previews are earning. Yeah.
Suck it, Odyssey. Suck it.
It'd be funny if it makes more money in one day.
Yeah.
in
Actually, the
one-
Odyssey is getting its China release this weekend, isn't it?
China!
China!
Yes, it's supposed to finally open in China.
They're going to love it up there.
Don't
Good
know.
luck, Chinese
You
people.
think?
No, I'm just being sarcastic.
so?
as
Being
well.
sarcastic.
No,
Okay.
I think they're
No,
going to
I've
hate
heard
it.
some people who've genuinely saying that it's going to make another 500 million in China, and I'm like, what?
Hey?
No.
No,
No.
let's
No
not-
chance in hell.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that.
All right.
Look at my
Spider-
bum. My spider bum.
At a budget of 225 million.
Is this before or after the tax credit?
I was
No.
about to say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I think
got to be
pre-
after.
No, I think it's pre-tax credit.
You think?
Everybody in the chat, if you're in the UK, your tax paid towards this movie.
Yeah, a lot.
And you're not
I
going to
want
get
my money back.
You're not going to
I
get
want
fuck
my
all
money
back.
back.
Did you
Yeah.
did you guys see how much what's his oh god, who's that? Mark Ruffalo. Did you see how much Mark Ruffalo got paid for his 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes of screen time?
Was it 3
Enough
million?
to feed the hungry if he gave his money away, which he doesn't. He wants you to give yours
$12
away.
million.
12 million.
Jesus.
Tom Holland
Five.
got paid 20.
And
Yeah.
he did 10 times the work.
Yeah, I'd say a lot
That's
more
why-
than that.
Why he gets
30
paid the
times
big
the work.
bucks.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why he
And
gets
Robert
paid the
Downey
big
gets a
bucks.
nice
Yeah.
50 mil, doesn't he? Jeez.
Might get a back end as well.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon.
Indeed.
He still wants other people's money to pay for everything.
Spider-Man Brand New Day debuts with an A on Cinema
Yeah,
Score. Is that
That's
good?
bullshit because Metacritic have actually downgraded a lot of their reviews.
Yeah, it's
Compared to Rotten
69, right?
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinema score is such a fake metric. It
Oh,
only
it
measures a selected
Yeah.
group of people who were there for the opening, which means that they were excited about the movie to begin
Yeah.
with. So yeah, I mean,
It's
again, it's
skewed.
like anything lower than an A is a failure.
Yeah. I do have a metric from Rotten Tomatoes that's meaningful. They gave it a 77 out of 100. They're doing weighted averages now versus Metacritic 69. But on Wednesday, before the movie even opened, they had 5,000 user reviews for this movie on fucking Wednesday. That is insane.
Yeah.
don't
Rotten
even think-
Tomatoes is such a it's so fake.
Yeah. Superman hasn't
Friggin'
even
fake.
gotten 5,000 reviews yet.
There you go. The Rotten Tomatoes scores for Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. So from the bottom then. 89. Brand New Day. 93%. No Way Home. 91%. What's this?
It's Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
My
Yeah.
favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah.
92 Homecoming.
Yeah, deservedly
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. I put this movie just slightly below Homecoming because it had a much better villain. Michael Keaton was freaking awesome in that.
Season was just great.
It's better than Far From Home, almost as good as Homecoming, but not as good as No Way Home.
Yeah, I would put Homecoming first, with No Way Home behind it, then this film, and then Far From Home at the bottom.
That's fair.
No,
That's
you can't
fair.
put Far From Home all the way down there. No, I'll just take that back.
Far
I'll
From,
take it back, Your Honor.
sorry, that's just that movie just did not work for me. The villain
it's
was
just a lot of
terrible,
fun, dude.
The villain was terrible.
Yeah,
Homecoming
Peter's got a
is okay. He's
hasn't Peter got a taste for women of color?
Yes, he
Because in the
does.
first one,
He
yeah,
does.
the first one, it was Liz, wasn't it? The first
Who was
was
race
Liz.
swapped, by the way, again?
Yeah.
Homecoming's the only one that actually does the story right. Everything is closed off in its own universe. You
Yeah.
have a singular villain with a singular purpose. Peter has a thorough and very clear arc. Like Homecoming is
And he has-
objectively the only good movie out of all four.
And he has there's the arc in there of him connecting with Tony as a father figure.
Yep.
Him being slapped down for going too far, doing too much. You don't deserve, you haven't earned this privilege, and so he has to kind of go back to being the smaller Spider-Man and sort of prove himself. Like there is an arc, there is a story, and I think that movie is my favorite of the four that he's made.
And I haven't seen it since it came out. I want to do a rewatch because you might be right.
It's
Also,
aged very well. It's
Liz
aged
is
very well.
Liz is smoking hot too.
No,
so,
she's not. She's fucking ugly. Let's be honest.
No.
So
getting my boat
says
rising.
Vex.
Easy. Okay, let's do the next one then.
All right.
Jealousy.
Nerdrotic.
He didn't love it.
I liked Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah,
think
but
he
because
was
of disrespect the villains. And Punisher gets a lot of disrespect.
Do you think Nerdrotic had a copy of my tweet on his live stream this evening?
No comment.
Why do you say that?
It was a
No,
joke.
it's-
That's why.
He was he was being ironic, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we Chinese poster as well? Shall we move on?
Move
Yeah,
along.
that says something fucked up, but okay.
Oh, gold. Who's this Joker?
Okay, let's read it in.
Spider-Man Brand New Day sacrificed what could have been a tight standalone story, shoehorning in Marvel characters to possibly set up the next Avengers films. Bloated script. Still, it was enjoyable. There you go. I thought it was enjoyable.
In terms of the shoehorning, it still was pretty egregious, but it wasn't as bad as some other instances we've seen.
Oh yeah,
No,
definitely.
it wasn't. It was not nearly the worst that's
Yeah.
happened. But yeah, there were too many characters sort of squished
Yeah,
into this
like
film.
Yelena was the worst of the worst.
That's
My God.
completely pointless.
Yeah.
Completely
I
pointless.
actually groaned in the audience when she came on. Actually, just that I went, oh God, that's what I
Yeah,
actually said.
exactly. It was like they're still trying to make Yelena happen.
Stop
Well,
making
there was-
stop making fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
There was no.
I
There
don't
was
like
no.
Florence Pugh.
there was
Actually
no
quite like her,
point.
but just
There
not
was
in
no-
that role.
Jesus. There was no point in the Hulk being in it. There was no point in Punisher being in it. There was no
No.
point in Elena being in it. I mean, the Hand, yeah, that could be somebody that he fights against. They're really, as I said, they're all shoehorned in. Every one of them It makes. I
Yeah.
reckon the script was better than this. It was,
You know,
and they just shoehorned them in. That's what they did. Sorry, mate.
I agree with you overall. Like I can give Hulk a little bit of a pass because this is the first time we've seen a proper Hulk since the first Avengers movie. So
Yeah,
like
possibly, yeah.
I can give that one a little bit of a pass, even though I fully agree he was totally pointless to show up in this. But then Frank is here for no fucking reason, and it's not even Frank Castle at the end.
Well,
of the
to almost kill Spider-Man because he's a white
Oh
man.
my god, you mean the guy that we saw 3 seasons of a show in a full movie methodically kill people, missed a shot suddenly?
Yes. Frank
Makes
Miller's
sense.
given huge praise for
Frank.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, the most Ditko movie yet, and with my hand in it for all to celebrate. This fan's dream came true. Tom Holland is forever Spider-Man as romantic as he is heroic. Congratulations.
Well, okay, I would say that Homecoming is the most Ditko Spider-Man film there is. And then if you're going to go to Tobey Maguire, it's going to be John Romita Sr., especially number 2.
Right, John. Yeah. Okay.
Cider feet.
He probably looks like him now.
Oh no!
That's
You
so
went to a
bad.
movie with that tutor though.
Yeah, that was 15 years ago. Okay, we're going to wrap up soon because I'm tailing off myself here. Tom Holland says he hated an early cut of Spider-Man Brand New Day. They took all the notes from test screening and then they changed the movie. It totally didn't work. It was what the people were asking for, but it wasn't quite what we wanted as creators.
Which is why John Watts didn't return.
Maybe that's the original film that Ian was saying.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the film that we liked, that we thought it should be.
And then Tom said as well that he won't return. This will be his last one, but they said Spider-Man will return.
Somebody else, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what?
Which will be less
Spider-Man.
surprise,
It'll probably be Miles Morales, won't it? They'll probably have Morales.
Well,
come
right
and
now,
replace him.
for what we've understood, Sony is not interested in any live-action Miles Morales because they want to finish their Miles Morales story in the animated films.
Yeah,
I was gonna
So
say, Miles probably won't translate the same too because those Spider-Man animated films haven't exactly made the exact same
They haven't.
amount of impact. But on top of that, the Miles Morales Spider-Man game severely undersold. So the audience for a Black Spider-Man is not there.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people did not like what they did, how they basically threw Peter away to try to replace him with Miles in the most recent game either. So,
Oh yeah, no.
Tom Holland says Sony originally planned to integrate Spider-Man into its Marvel villain spin-offs.
Thank God they didn't.
Okay.
Give us
Ister,
a
watch
real
that
villain.
mind blowing our ears
It's not
off.
me. I'm not doing anything.
No, it's Ister, I said. In a recent interview, Tom Holland mentioned that he has a clear vision in his head about how Spider-Man's journey will end, though he acknowledged that it will inevitably be altered in some form or fashion. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been saying for a while that he's ready to leave it because he wants to be a dad, right? He's ready to have a family and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Well, if he made 20 million from this one.
Oh, I'm sure he's getting points too.
Yeah.
Hot mic, Ista. Hot mic.
well, I mean, they're just going to have a surrogate and then a nanny. So what does it matter if he still has a career?
Okay.
Yeah. Is that better?
Not
Let's do the
really,
next one.
no.
Tom Holland says Anthony Mackie surprised him in costume as Captain America on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Don't you mean Falcon, Tom?
We were shooting in Peter's apartment. All of a sudden, Captain America was like in my apartment. Okay.
God, Josh Horowitz. Hello, Yid.
Okay.
I don't believe that happened at all. I think that's a complete lie.
Tom and Zendaya in Shanghai for Spider-Man press tour.
Why does she look more pleased to be there than him?
She's lost weight as well.
Yeah.
I don't
Can-
see.
can
Sorry,
you-
go ahead.
Can she fit a baby in there? I don't see it.
No, she's not going to be pregnant. They're going to have a surrogate.
Oh, okay.
That's how the
Allegedly.
rich do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why people hate on them as a couple. I think they're very adorable. And you know what? Kudos to them also for being their age and being a long-term committed relationship when every
Yeah, fair
other
play. Yeah,
actor
agreed.
and singer their same age is being a fucking slut and taking their
Totally
clothes off.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Wholesome.
on her as an actress, not as a couple. I think they're adorable.
No, people hate on them as a couple, and I just don't see it. They're
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Unjustified.
a lot of anti-woke people hate them. I'm just like, why? They're exactly what you guys claim to want in media, and you're actors again. So
Yeah. Notice she's bending her head so she doesn't look a foot taller than him.
Tom Holland, Zendaya. Yeah, she's taller, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
UK premiere.
she's got hip pads on. I noticed that right away.
I didn't like her hairstyle on this, I must admit.
Yeah, the hairstyle. It should have just been straight hair.
It was a bit boof.
Yeah.
A light skinned version of Diana Ross.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
boof. Okay.
Marissa Tomei, all right.
Tom Holland and Marissa Tomei embrace on the carpet of the UK premiere.
Yeah, Tom said he had a bit of a crush on her as well in the earlier films, and don't blame him.
Can I go back a
I
little
told
bit?
you.
Can I rebog us for a moment? Like,
Go on.
okay, with your permission, of course. So the scene where we finally get to see the full flashback that
Oh shit, we're going back. Oh, okay.
yeah, we're going back. So
It's
where they
annoying.
see
Yeah,
that
that's
full
why.
flashback, remember? So in No Way Home, they retconned Ben's line, right? With great power
Mhm.
comes great responsibility. What did they retcon it to? It was remember
With great bombing comes.
No. With great power, there must also come great responsibility.
There we go. So they retcon who says it and what the words are. Then they decide to retcon it again. That remember that with great power, there are still people that love you or some shit like that. So they keep retconning this depending on which way the script goes or this particular Peter story goes. And that was another thing that bothered me. And Aunt May did not need to show up in this movie, even in a flashback.
Well,
She was unnecessary.
Yeah,
Continue.
and I will point out when she shows up, they actually replace Peter Parker with Sadie Sink. She actually kind of pushes him out of the flashback and becomes him, which was weird.
See, I didn't have a problem with that.
I didn't at the
It's
time,
because
but-
she's possessing people. She's putting herself in their into their heads. She's being put in that place, and I think Peter put her in that place.
Okay. Well,
Because he wants her. She didn't have a mother that loved her. She did not have that centered relationship to kind of form her moral center like he did. And
Peter has a stronger mind as well.
He is giving her the gift of that advice.
Yes.
From his. That's how I saw it.
That's
in
how
the
I saw it
movie.
too, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you cure sociopathy with one simple flashback, but
no, it's a shortcut. But it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was how I saw what was going on because he lets her into his mind. Before he was holding her out, he allows her to come into his mind, and then he is partly in control of that situation. He's allowing her to get that advice from his aunt that he had.
She's not part. He's in full control because remember, once May says that and Jean hears it, then he turns into May and is in that position and is talking to her. So Peter has full control of that entire flashback situation.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at the time, and honestly, I'd just rather her go to jail, and what they did in the flashback wouldn't bother me at all.
Oh, one more bogging
Last
thing.
comment and then
Okay. When she gets captured, right, by the black Jew, I guess is his thing. now.
God.
So like she gets the fail-safe was the little chip, right, that Peter had made. You're telling me that you had even said, like, oh, we had never seen a brain like her sister's before. Maybe Jean will be just as strong. And you only have one singular fail-safe for that.
And they didn't have that when they were experimenting on her sister.
Right. So what were you like that entire premise was so fucking dumb.
It was
like,
dumb.
Yeah.
How can you force someone? How did they learn how to force someone to initiate
Without a
telepathic
fail-safe.
contact?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Magic voodoo.
Last comment.
Magic, yeah.
Magic
magic
Bean
bullshit
Black
machine.
magic.
Yes.
All right, okay. That's it, folks. We proper bogged this evening, folks. That's streaming. Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction, the super chats, and the feedback I can hear in my headphones. Chat, you are wonderful. We will see you next time. Let me get the guests full screen. Bear with me. Vex, Electronica. Cheers, Vex.
Cheers. Thank you for having me on. Also, we didn't bog it. You bogged it because all the slides were about Spider-Man anyways.
Yeah. Well,
No.
you know.
Yes.
Kung Fu Hot Dog. Cheers, Chase.
Cheers.
Swappers, cheers, pal.
Girl, bye. Bye, Vex.
Thanks, Mr. Brown. Thanks, Mr. Brown. It was very enjoyable hearing you all rant about this movie.
Mind Geek. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers, pal.
Well, so you say. Thanks. It's fun. And if anybody's interested in some of the budget bullshit that Hollywood's doing, I made a video about it. Go check it out.
Nice
Thanks.
plug. Last but by no means least, Professor Artoo. Cheers, buddy. Indeed. That's it, folks. We will see you. It's Pinch Punch first of the month, by the way. We will see you Sunday evening, folks. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody. Proper bogged. Take care.
Ta-da.
Time